Have you ever wondered how to create a monthly budget using Microsoft Excel? Let's take a moment to ponder the vital role that budgeting plays in our lives. It's the roadmap to financial freedom, the compass that guides us through the wilderness of unforeseen expenses and the occasional splurges. A well-crafted budget not only helps maintain fiscal discipline but also empowers us to save for the future, and yes, even enjoy life's little luxuries guilt-free. Now imagine having a tool that simplifies the entire budgeting process, making it less daunting and more efficient. Enter Microsoft Excel, the unsung hero of personal finance management. With its powerful features and flexibility, Excel can transform the seemingly complex task of budgeting into a seamless and intuitive exercise. So, are you ready to take control of your finances and pave the way for a secure future? In this video, you will learn how to create a monthly budget using Microsoft Excel. Before we dive into creating a budget, it's important to understand the basics of Microsoft Excel. Excel is a powerful tool that allows you to organize and analyze data effectively. At its core, Excel is made up of a grid of cells, organized into rows and columns. Each cell can hold a piece of data or a formula, which can perform calculations based on the data in other cells. For example, you could use a formula to add up all your monthly expenses. Rows are labeled numerically, while columns are labeled alphabetically, and together they form cell addresses like A1 or B2. These addresses are used in formulas to reference specific cells. Excel also provides functions, pre-built formulas that perform common calculations, saving you time and effort. Now don't worry if it all sounds a bit complicated. We'll be going through it step by step as we create our budget. Now that you have a basic understanding of Microsoft Excel, we can start creating our budget. The first step in creating a monthly budget is setting up your budget template. A budget template is like a roadmap guiding you towards your financial goals. With it, you can clearly see your financial health and plan your actions accordingly. But where do you start? The key is to break down your budget into 4 main categories: income, expenses, savings, and balance. Firstly, let's talk about the income category. This is where you'll list all your sources of income for the month. It might include your salary, any side hustles you have, investment returns, and so on. It's important to be thorough here. The more accurate your income data, the better your budget will serve you. Next up is the expenses category. This is where you'll list all your outgoing money. This can be further divided into 2 subcategories: fixed expenses and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are those that don't change from month to month, like rent or mortgage payments. Variable expenses, on the other hand, fluctuate each month, such as groceries or entertainment. Categorizing your expenses this way helps you identify areas where you can potentially reduce spending. The third category is savings. This is where you allocate funds for future goals, emergencies, or investments. Remember, savings isn't what's left after spending, it's what's set aside first. By prioritizing savings, you're essentially paying your future self. Lastly, we have the balance category. This is a simple calculation of your income minus your expenses and savings. It gives you a clear picture of your financial standing at the end of each month. If you have a positive balance, you're living within your means. If it's negative, it's a signal that you're spending more than you're earning, and adjustments need to be made. To sum it up, your budget template is a tool that gives you control over your money. It empowers you to make informed decisions about your spending and saving habits and ultimately reach your financial goals. With your budget template set up, you're ready to start inputting your data. Now that your budget template is set up, it's time to input your data. Firstly, let's start with your income. This is the money you receive every month. It could be from your job, a business, or any other sources. In the income section of your budget template, type in the sources of your income in the first column. In the next column, type in the corresponding amounts. Make sure to be as accurate as possible. This way you'll have a clear picture of your total income. Next, let's move to your expenses. Your expenses include all the money you spend in a month. This could be for rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, entertainment, and so on. In the expenses section of your budget template, type in the categories of your expenses in the first column. In the next column, type in the corresponding amounts. Here's a pro tip: always overestimate your expenses. It's better to have some extra money left over at the end of the month than to run out of money before the month ends. Now you might be wondering, what if I don't know the exact amount of my expenses? That's okay. You can use estimates. However, make sure to replace the estimates with the actual amounts as soon as you know them. This will help you keep your budget accurate and up to date. Also, remember to input your data in a consistent manner. For instance, if you're typing in your income and expenses in dollars, keep it that way. Don't switch to another currency in the middle. Consistency is key when it comes to budgeting. There's one more thing I'd like to mention. While inputting your data, if you make a mistake, don't panic. Simply click on the cell where the mistake is and correct it. Excel is very forgiving in that way. Once you've input your data, you can then calculate your balance. This is where the magic happens. You'll see where your money is going and where you can make adjustments to save more. But we'll talk more about that in the next section. With your income and expenses input, you can now calculate your balance. Calculating your balance in Excel is as simple as using the right formula. The formula you'll want to use is the sum formula. This formula allows you to add together the numbers in a range of cells. To calculate your income, you'd use the formula SSUM range of income cells. Replace range of income cells with the actual range of your income cells, like B2, B8, for example. Now to calculate your expenses, you'd use the same formula but with the range of cells for your expenses. So it might look like SUM range of expense cells. Again, replace range of expense cells with the actual range of your expense cells like C2, C8. So far, so good. But we're not done yet. To calculate your balance, you'd subtract the total expenses from the total income. The formula would be sum income, sum expenses. Replace income and expenses with the ranges of your income and expense cells. But what does this balance tell you? It gives you a snapshot of your financial health at a given time. If your balance is positive, you're spending less than you're earning. Great job. If it's negative, it means you're spending more than you're earning, which could be a cause for concern. This balance is dynamic. It's not a one-time calculation. Every time you add a new income or expense, the balance will update automatically. And that's the beauty of Excel. It does the math for you so you can focus on managing your money. Regularly checking and updating your balance is crucial. It helps you stay on top of your finances, spot trends, and make informed decisions. For instance, if you notice your balance is consistently negative, it might be time to cut back on expenses or seek additional income sources. Remember, a budget is not a set-and-forget tool. It's a living document that should be updated regularly to reflect your actual income and expenses. It's your compass, guiding you towards financial stability and success. By regularly checking your balance, you can manage your budget effectively. Creating your budget is only the first step. Maintaining it is just as important. Just like a well-tended garden, your budget needs regular care and cultivation to thrive. Let's dive into the how-tos of maintaining your budget. First off, make sure to regularly update your budget. This means inputting all your income and expenses as they happen. You've got a lunch out with friends, log it in, received your paycheck, it goes in too. It's all about keeping your budget up to date and accurate. You might be wondering, how often should I update my budget? Well, the more frequently the better. Some people prefer daily updates while others find weekly updates more manageable. Choose a frequency that works best for you, but remember consistency is key. Now you might be thinking, how can I remember to update my budget regularly? And that's where technology comes in handy. Set reminders on your phone or computer to nudge you when it's time to update. You can even schedule these reminders to coincide with your payday or after significant purchases. But updating isn't enough. You need to review your budget too. At the end of each month, take a moment to assess your spending and saving habits. Did you stick to your budget, or did you overspend in some areas? Perhaps you even managed to save more than expected. Either way, reviewing your budget gives you a clear picture of your financial health. This monthly review isn't just about patting yourself on the back or scolding yourself for overspending. It's an opportunity to adjust your budget for the next month. Maybe you need to allocate more for groceries or less for entertainment. Your budget isn't set in stone. It's a living document that should evolve with your needs and lifestyle. Remember, maintaining your budget is a journey, not a destination. It requires ongoing effort, but the rewards are well worth it. You'll have a better grasp of your finances and you'll be better equipped to make informed decisions about your money. By maintaining your budget, you can ensure you're on track with your financial goals. Creating a monthly budget using Microsoft Excel is a simple and effective way to manage your finances. We've walked through this process together, starting with understanding the basics of Microsoft Excel. We set up our budget template, customizing it to suit our individual financial needs. Next, we inputted our data, making sure to account for every dollar earned and spent. We then calculated our balance, providing a clear picture of our financial standing. But remember, creating a budget is only the first step. The real challenge lies in maintaining it. It's a dynamic tool that should be updated and adjusted as your financial situation evolves. It's not just about tracking expenses and income, but also about understanding your spending habits and making informed decisions. With these steps, you are now ready to create and maintain your monthly budget using Microsoft Excel. Let's take control of our finances, one spreadsheet at a time.